Good evening. Are you there? Good evening. Abhi and Sachit. Okay. Today's class is going to be your first class. Okay. Today I will do the introductory part. Um, I expected more students, but unfortunately, you two here. Anyway, no problem. So we can give time, right? Already, I think more than 6 students, right? They confirmed, right? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Already 7 students confirmed. One has paid. Okay. I think we can give some time, right? Until tomorrow, we can give them time. That's why I just called for free today's class. Uh, so for this week only. So I think who paid Sachit or Abhi? Who paid today?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, I didn't pay it, sir.
Okay. How about Abhi? You paid how about Abhi? You paid or what? You can message me through chat. Abhi, please. So how about Sachit? You can pay, right? Tomorrow morning?
Mm, yes, sir.
Okay. So I thought we can have today's session for 1 hour because the others will join tomorrow, I think, right? So lately, so we better give them some time. So from next week onwards, we can go for the schedule. Okay, Sachit, is it okay?
It's okay, sir.
Um, Shazain, how about you? You also you paid or didn't pay? Oh, disappeared.
Sir, still I didn't pay, sir. I will pay tomorrow, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So you confirmed, right? You sent the confirmation,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay.
I confirm, sir.
Ah, okay, right now I will start. Right, guys, we can start right now. So this is the first topic we have to discuss. Okay, 1 second. Okay, the common network components that we are going to discuss today, the common network components. So if you cannot understand anything from the lecture, you can ask me or you can interrupt and you can ask me at that time. Okay, so always welcome to ask questions or any clarifications, do any clarifications. Okay, right. uh, Let me explain about the components which is used in the which are used in the network. Okay, a computer network is a digital communication networks which allows nodes to share resources. That is the purpose of using network. What is the purpose? In network, we are sharing resources from node to node. Okay, so what is node? What is node?
PCs.
Yes, PC also a node. Okay, PC also a node. Start my tab. Okay, PC. Uh, PC is a node. Okay, what else? So simply we can say all the devices which are used in a network, right, called nodes. Okay, router is a node, switch is a node. Okay, so access point is used to connect the Wi-Fi devices. Okay, DNS center is there, virtual servers we are using in a network. But node means router, switches, and also PC right? So all are called nodes. Another keyword is there, right? Terminology that is called host. This is specially given for the end user devices. End user devices. This may be PC, lab, or printer. Such devices called host. When you study about IP addressing, in that IP addressing, you will talk about the host and the network. Okay, the network portion and host portion. The host portion always taken to assign IP addresses to the host. Network portion denotes the networks, right? Okay. Now, you know the collection of nodes is called network. Here we are sharing resources, right? There may be several setups, right? So for an example, I take like this. The one PC is connected to a switch. The switch is connected to a router. The router is connected to another router. The same network or setup is there in the other end also. Now you want to send a resource. You want to share a resource from this PC to this PC. Okay. So this is the setup you have to do if it is in different geographical area. So these two are distantly connected. Okay. This is in one area. Okay. This is in one area altogether. This is in another area. This may be in Colombo. Right. This may be in Japan. Distantly connected. You want to send a resource from Colombo to Jaffna. How it is done? This is the setup you have to do. So these two routers will be connected through ISP, right? There are several methods to connect wide area networks. It's called WAN. This part is called LAN. This is LAN 1, this is LAN 2. LAN is a single broadcast domain, right? This is up to here, up to default gateway interface. It is called LAN. Why? Because if you send a message from here to switch will send the message up to this point. So the interface which is facing the local area network, our local area network, it is called default gateway, right? Default gateway. Default gateway to this network, okay? This network. So this may be 192.168 1.1, sorry, 1.0 network /24. So don't worry about these figures. So I will explain what is this. Okay, this is IP, this is network ID. Okay, if we are assigning any specific ID to the client or to the computer or to the host, it looks like 192.168.1.1. It can start from 1. It can go up to 254. Okay, so later on we can study about IP addressing that we can we will come to know about this concept, right? The IP address, what is network, what is IP address, what is broadcast ID, what is coalition domain, right? Um, what else? So several things. So the subnetting, what is subnet, right? What is FLSM, what is VLSM? All those things will be discussed in IP addressing part. Okay. First, we will finish our basic things, that mean common network components, and then after that we can move on to that section. Why? Because the IP addressing is very important. From the beginning, we need IP address to explain the network setup. Okay, here in this side, one network is there, that is 1.0. The other end may be 192.168 2.network. 24. 2.network. So these two are a different network, right? This is 1.network, this is 2.network. The third octet changes. This one portion is called octet, right? This portion is called octet. This portion called another octet. So there are 4 octets in IP address, right? 192.168, 10.1 meaning there are 4 octets. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 octets are there in an IP address. Okay, so this is called dotted decimal notation. Dotted decimal notation. Okay, dotted decimal notation. There are 8 bits in one octet. Okay, this is 11000000. So this is the value you will get in binary if you convert the decimal number, right? So later in this course, we will discuss about all these things, how to convert from binary to decimal, decimal to binary, hexa, and octal, everything will be discussed. Okay. So if you cannot understand anything from this lecture, you just ask me. You can interrupt me and you can ask the questions regarding that. Okay. In this setup, in this network setups, here we assign IP address to the client or to the host, right? Host, right? This will try to communicate with this one. If this is in different network, then it will send to the default gateway. Then it will examine its routing table and then it will send to the destination. That's what happening here. If this PC wants to communicate with the same network PC, if there is another computer, so he wants to communicate with this one. So this IP address going to be 192.168. Okay, maybe 1.2. So these two are in same network. This is 1.1, 192.168, 1.1, and 192.168, 1.2. Both are in the same network. Why? Because both are prefix is 24 prefix. Okay, 24 prefix. Why we put 24 here? When we assign IP address, we consider about the subnet mask as well. Okay, what is subnet mask? What is subnet mask? Subnet mask is assigned to each and every class. There are 3 classes in an IP address. Class A, class B, class C. Right? So please, if you cannot understand, don't worry. So I will explain these things in separate section. So don't worry, for the time being, I want to explain you a little bit about this. Okay. In class A, the subnet mask, default subnet mask is 255, 0.0.0. Here 255, 255.0.0. Here 255, 255, 255.0. So these are the default subnet masks. But here, this is class C network. 190 starting with 192. So it is class C network. So class C network mean how many ones are there? 255 mean what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 8 bits are 1. All 8 bits are 1. That's why it is getting 255. If you convert this binary to decimal, you will get 255. Okay. So here there are 8 bits, right? Here 8, here 8, here 8. Altogether 3 into 8, 24. That's why it is mentioned 24 here. All ones, that means network portion. It denotes network portion. Understand? Don't worry if you cannot understand, right? I will explain later. Okay, right. If it is in the same network, it will directly it will send the message from here to here. If it is in the different network, it should send the message to the default gateway. Understand? Right? Understand? I think you can understand, right? So why? Because I'm explaining simply, right? So if you cannot understand, you just let me know. Okay, guys. Right. Next. So that actually I explained about the network. Now, these are the devices we are using in a network, right? Router, switch, firewall, server, client. All these are what? Nodes. All these are nodes. Um, what is the use of router? What is the use of router? First of all, you must know, right? What is the use of router? Actually, the major reason to use router is to connect different networks. Different networks. As I told you just before, if there is a router, right? If there is a router, this router is connected to one LAN here. Another interface. These are called interfaces, right? This may be fast Ethernet 0, 0. This may be fast Ethernet 0. Actually, this is interface ID. Here may be another network, right? This is 192.68 1 dot network. Here may be 10.0.0.0 network /8. So because this is class A, this is class B network. Sorry, C network. Simply, if there are different networks, you cannot simply communicate, right? For the time being, I'm going to erase this. I'm going to add one switch here. What happened now? If it try to communicate with the other end, he cannot communicate, right? No one can communicate between these two. Why? Because both are in different network. If the networks are indifferent, if the networks are different, they cannot communicate each other by connecting switch. By connecting through switch. Okay. And uh, in this uh, in this time, you have to replace this switch with route. Okay, route. So then only they can communicate each other. Right? I can show you right now. Using packet tracer. Right. Oh, finish, I think. Yes, we can register once again. So this is the way you have to register with. Okay? So you have to click on this, keep me logged in 3 months. Okay, and then you can go to give the credential. Oh, okay, right now we can set up a network. So I have taken a switch, right? I'm going to take two PCs, right? Now I'm going to connect both. Okay, I'm going to assign IP address. So I'm going to assign to this PC 192.168.1.1. Okay, here no need to configure default gateway. Why? Because this is not router, this is switch, this is layer 2 device. This will not use IP addresses. Okay, you cannot assign IP address to this layer 2 switch. In layer 3 you can do it for special purpose. Layer 3 switch. Right now I'm going to assign different network here. Assign it 10.0.0.1. Okay. Now, if you try to communicate, so you can use ping command to communicate from one location to for the testing purpose. We are using so 10.0.0.1. Okay, you cannot communicate. Why? Because both are in different network. Both are in different network. Understand? Okay, I'm closing this. Okay, so you cannot communicate. 3 packets sent, no success rate. Send 3, received 0, lost 3. So there's no any communications. So if there is any communication, you will receive any reply, right? You'll receive a reply. Okay, guys. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make these two IP addresses in the same class. Okay, then you can communicate through a switch. Okay, so I'm going to make this one 192.168.1.2. So These two are in same network. This is 1.2. This is 1. Right. This is 1.1. Okay. 1.1. This is 1.2. Okay. 1.2. Both are in same network, so they can communicate each other. So let me try to ping 192.168.1.2. Sorry. Mistake. Huh? This is 1.2. Now can you see? It's giving a reply. That means you are sending 4 packets and received 4 packets. There's no any loss, so communication is 100%. Right? So you can communicate each other if it is in the same network. Understand? Right. Okay. So these two are in same network. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a setup, same setup. Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
switch keeps PC's IP address, sir.
Sorry.
Switch keeps PC's IP address or not, sir?
No. It won't keep any record of IP addresses. It will keep the record of the PC's MAC address, not IP address. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So the switch always keep MAC address, not IP address. You can see here, enable show MAC address table. Okay. You can see these two are these two MAC addresses are of these two PCs. You can check here. What is the MAC address of this? Check. Last order. Then you can find the MAC address here. So this is the MAC address 1.1, right? 1.1. So BAD8. You can check BAD8 from the switch. BAD8. This is PC0. It's connect through F01. F01 here it is. So MAC address always keep MAC address and the associated port. Associated port means this MAC address is learned through this port. That's what is meaning. Okay, dynamically learn. Okay, guys. Right now you can check the other PC also for the confirmation. Okay, B367. B367. Check B367. It's learned through this port 02, this port. Okay, now confirmed, right? Right. So actually, just taking the message from this PC and forwarding to other side. That's what the switch is doing. So when the PC is sending the message to the switch, the first of all, it will learn the MAC address of this PC and it will write the details of this PC and the port in its MAC address table. And after that, it will look for the destination. If the destination is not available in the MAC table, then it will forward or it will flood the message to all the ports of the switch except this one. It will not send to the port which which it received the message. It will send to the other all ports. Understand? Right. So that is called flooding. That is called flooding. So if there is the MAC address of the destination, then it will unicast. It will send the frame to the particular PC only. Understand? Right. Now, MAC address. So this will be discussed in detail later. So this is today we are doing a introductory. It's like introduction, right? So the basic things we are discussing about the components of the network. Okay. So actually, as I told you, uh, there are four, right? Yeah, there are three. Okay. Anyway, we can give the other students also a chance. So that's why I told you today I'm going to do this class for 1 hour. Why? Because if I do more, then the latecomers will suffer, right? So that's why today we can do for 1 hour, and from tomorrow onwards we can do uh, the classes properly. Okay. Right. Now I have created different networks, right? Two networks I'm going to use. So these two are in same network. They can communicate each other, but it cannot communicate from here to here. So we had to do a network, right? We had to do network. So here we are using router to connect different networks using router, or straight away you can do the routers. Because, okay, I'm using only one router. Okay, no problem. Connecting from here to here and here to. But the routers must be assigned IP address. Okay, routers must be assigned with an IP address. So here we are using, what is the IP we are using here? 192, sorry, 192.168, one dot network, 20. Okay, but here we are using 192.168, two dot network slash 24. Okay, right, fine. Then we have to assign IP address to this interface, right, of the router. This is F00, this is F01. This side going to be this network. I'm assigning here. Here already we assign 1.1, and here it is 1.2. Likewise, I'm going to assign here 2.1. Okay, so this one also already I copied. That's why it's showing the same IP address. It's 2.1. Okay, and also here 2.2. Okay, 2.2. But it is class C, right? So the subnet must be, okay. Here also. You anybody want to ask anything? Any questions? No. Okay, I'm going to assign this interface 1.1 network here 2 dot, not 1.1, 2 dot. I'm going to assign 254 to this interface. Okay, so right, let me configure. No, enable config. So I'll teach you how to go to the mods in router or switch, right? Everything will be discussed. Don't worry. So for the time being, I want to show you how to connect these two networks. That's why I'm doing this configuration. Okay. So don't worry if you cannot understand. So you just want to know how to connect. Okay, I'm going to assign IP address interface here fast Ethernet, right? 00. Then I'm going to assign IP address Here 192.168.1.254. As I told you, 55 to 55. A shot to bring the interface up. Now it is up. Likewise, I'm going to assign IP address to other next interface as well. IP address 192.168.2.254 by 255. No shot. Okay. Now we will try to communicate with the other side. How? Now also it won't work, I think. It won't communicate. I'll show you the reason, right? 192.168.1. No communication is. Why? The default gateway is not configured in the client machine or in the host. Okay. Right. Now we have to assign configure default gateway to this pin. What is the default gateway here? 192.168.1.254. Okay. So that is the IP address of this interface. So here, default gateway for this PC, this interface. So each and every PC must be configured with default gateway 92.168.2.254. So that is the default gateway for this network. Now we will try to communicate. Okay. Right. Now can you see? Now it can communicate. Here we are not using any routing protocols, right? We are not using any routing protocol. Why? Because both networks are directly connected with this router, directly connected. If it is directly connected, we don't need any routing protocol here. If it is separated with another router, so that means if it is connecting from router to router, then it must need a routing protocol to connect these networks, right? Later on, we will discuss about those things. Right? Right. So you can say router, as I told you, the router is used to connect different networks, especially the switch, especially used for connect for the purpose of connecting multiple devices. So if you want to connect multiple devices in a network, then you need a switch. Why? Because the switch is having more ports than a router, right? So a router is having mostly one or two ports as a fast Ethernet port, okay? But the switch is having 24 ports, and also some switches are having 48 ports, right? So switch is used to connect multiple devices. So the switches, there are two types of switches. One is layer 2 switch, the other one is layer 3 switch. Layer 2 switch only used for the layer 2 purpose, but the layer 3 switch can be used for both purpose. It can use as a layer 2 device or layer 3 device. Layer 2 mean it communicates by using the MAC address, and the layer 3 mean it is using IP address. What are the differences between server and client? Server always provides services or function to the client. client always receive services or functions from the server. That is the difference between these two. So this is server is provider, the clients are receivers. Okay, so there's a difference between. For an example, you can say DHCP server. What is the purpose of DHCP server? DHCP server is used to provide IP address to the clients in a network. Okay, so there may be a server, DHCP server. There's a switch. The server is connected here. The next PCs are connected here, right? So if these clients wants IP address to assign, it can automatically take from the server, DHCP server, and it can assign the IP address to the DHCP client. These are called DHCP clients. So this server will provide IP address to those clients. So here there are 4 processes going to happen. Those are called DORA process. So first it will the client will start to find the DHCP server and also it will receive message from the server and again it will send the acknowledgements like that. So here discovery is there and this will offer, the server will offer, and then the client will request and this will acknowledge. So there are 4 processes happening here. Between client and the server, right? So discover, offer, request, and acknowledge. These are the 4 operations happening when the clients are getting IP address from this DHCP server. So this is the difference between server and the clients. Likewise, we can use DNS server, right? Web server is there, right? Okay. Do we have any questions? This. So finish this slide. So now you can see here, these are clients. These are clients. This may be laptop, mobile device, MacBook, right? So servers, all are, sorry, not server. This clients mean this is PC. PC. But there are some devices, special devices called server devices. That means server computer. This is. So here we especially use server operating system to install in this hardware. Right? The client is a device which access device that accesses a service made available by a server. So what is server? A device that provides functions or services for clients. The same device can be a client in some situation and a server in other situations. Okay, same client. So here you can see the PC1 acts as client, but PC2 acts as a server. So these are the switches. For an example, you can see. So it is having more ports here. These all are switch ports. This may be fast Ethernet or Ethernet, right? It depends on the speed. Routers used to connect different networks, okay? So these are the types of routers, ISR 1000, ISR 900, ISR 4000. So these are firewalls. Actually, we are using firewall to filter the traffic based on the configured rules. We will use here several rules. So there are two types of firewalls. One is called network firewall, the other one is called host-based firewall. This is software-based. This is software-based, this is hardware-based. The next is explaining the router. What is router? What is switch? Security appliances, ad hoc wireless LAN, infrastructures, enterprise wireless LAN, endpoints and servers, right? Cisco DNA, what is Cisco DNA? So everything will be discussed in the next class. Several things are there. We can discuss in the next class. Tomorrow at the same time, okay, 8:30 we can start. So as I told you, I am going to wind up. Why? Because if you study more, it is going to be difficult for the newcomers. So we will give today only. So tomorrow onwards they can come and join. Okay. So any questions up to here? Any questions, guys? Sachet, Kishorjan, Abhi, TV, QK. So I don't know your name, please.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead, Abhi.
is VLAN switches can connect different.
No, your line is not clear, my dear. So once again, so I can't hear you continuously. VLAN switch.
A virtual LAN connect the different net.
I think I just now joined due to some network issue in my router. Okay, Kisorjan. No issue. So that's why we are today's session is going to be 1 hour only. Why? Because sometimes the some more students can come and join, right? So tomorrow. So for that purpose only, we are doing only 1 hour here. So tomorrow onwards, we can do proper class on time for the given time extent. Abhi, actually, we can hear you continuously. Can you please, can you type here your question?
Okay, sir.
Why? Because your line is not clear. I think maybe signal issue, right? Coverage. Or you can talk right now. Please try.
Yes, sir.
It is dropping. That's why I cannot hear continuously. Is VLAN switches connect different networks? Is VLAN switches? VLAN switches mean, right? I'll explain. Right, we can configure VLAN in switch. Yes, VLAN. Virtual LAN mean VLAN. Okay. It's virtual LAN. Here you can see it, Habib. Right. This is switch, right? We can assign VLAN to this switch. We can create VLAN in this switch. If you are creating VLAN, mean you are doing nothing. Okay, you can just create VLAN, but you have to bring your interfaces to those VLANs. Okay, you have to shift those interfaces, that mean ports, to the particular VLAN. Mean you if you create two VLANs and assign ports, then you cannot communicate each other. Why? Because if you create VLAN, it will be separated. That means you are creating different sub networks, right? Different VLANs. That means, for example, Kisodia, one of my friend also willing to join. I will make it sure on tomorrow. I will okay, Kisodia. Okay. Thank you. Abhi, you have a switch, right? For an example, I am taking, right, 5 spots are there. Okay. You are creating VLAN, right? 2 VLANs, VLAN 10, VLAN 20. You are assigning this VLAN to the particular ports. These 2 ports are assigned with VLAN 1, sorry, VLAN 10. So otherwise, all the ports are in VLAN 1 only. That is default VLAN. Okay. So these 3 are assigned VLAN 20. Now these two ports are in single LAN, right? This is in another LAN. That means you are breaking a big broadcast domain into smaller broadcast domain. So this is in same broadcast domain, right? So LAN, virtual LAN means you are creating a separate LAN, right? Separate LAN. So these 2 ports only communicate each other, but they cannot communicate from here to here. It is not possible. But you can communicate. You have to use another device called router. Here you have to connect router, and again router connect will be here. So this is called inter-VLAN routing. Inter-VLAN routing. Okay, that means communicating between VLANs. So if you are not doing inter-VLAN routing, you cannot communicate each other. Okay, so can you understand, Abhi?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah. So that's what happening in these switches. So in our VLAN sections, I will explain each and everything clearly from the scratch, right? I will do the practical as well, right? I will do the practical from the switch, from the packet tracer, and also we will use GNS3. GNS3, here it is, GNS3. Okay. So uh, show VLAN. So you can see here the VLANs sign. So this is a default VLAN. All the ports will be there in the VLAN, one only, right? If you are creating VLAN and if you are assigning this port to the particular VLAN, mean you are separating the switch. You are dividing the switches into multiple. It depends on the number of VLANs. Okay. For the timing, I can just show you. You go to config mode and create VLAN. VLAN 10 I'm creating. And again, VLAN 20. Done. Right. Now you can see show VLAN me. You can see there are 2 VLANs created, but it is not assigned with any ports. So you didn't shift any port to these VLANs. So I'm going to do that for the time being. Don't worry about the configuration, right? So I have to show you how to bring the ports to the VLAN. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we create VLAN? Is normal switch, sir?
Normal switch mean unmanageable switch. It is not
Yes,
possible.
yes. Not possible.
Not
Okay, sir.
possible. It must be manageable switch.
Okay, sir.
So here, what we are doing, interface fast Ethernet 0 1. Okay, and switchboard mod access VLAN 10. So I have taken this port into this VLAN. Okay, this port into this VLAN. So again, I can assign interface fast Ethernet 10 0 10. Sorry, 10th port, switchboard mode access, switchboard access VLAN 20. Now you can see, right? And show VLAN. Can you see here? The first port is shifted to this VLAN. This is in VLAN 20, 10th port. So you cannot see this port now in this. It is shifted here. The rest of the ports are in the default VLAN, VLAN 1. The 1 and 10s are shifted to these VLANs. Here, 1 is not here, 10 also not here. So this is the way we can assign, we can create VLAN and we can assign ports and we can separate the network, right? So now they cannot communicate. I will do the practical with the Wireshark in GNS3 for more clarification. Okay. Any questions? Any other question? Questions always welcome, right? Because then only you can get cleared.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
can you speak in Tamil, sir?
Yeah, sure.
சொல்லுங்க ஸ்விட்ச் வந்து கன்ஃபிகர் பண்றது சார் ஏதாவது கனெக்ட்ல இருக்க ஒரு பிசில இருந்து தானா சார் செய்யற
ஓ இதுல சுவிட்சுக்கு நீங்க கனெக்ட் பண்றது என்னன்னு சொன்னா சுவிட்சுக்கு நீங்க கன்சோல் பண்ணி தான் நீங்க செய்யணும் சரியா இப்ப இந்த பிசியாலையும் ஒண்ணும் பண்ண முடியாது ஏன்னா இந்த பிசி வந்துட்டு நீங்க இதால கனெக்ட் பண்ணிக்க ஃபாஸ்ட் ஈத்தர்நெட் போர்ட்டால இதை நீங்க பண்ணலாம் இப்படி இதை நீங்க பண்ணணும் ரிமோட் எக்ஸஸ் தான் நீங்க பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னா நீங்க டெல்நெட் அல்லது எஸ்எஸ்ஹெச் யூஸ் பண்ணி தான் நீங்க எப்படி நீங்க சுவிட்சை மேனேஜ் பண்ணலாம் இது அப்புறம் நான் உங்களுக்கு படிப்பு எல்லாம் இதுல இது எப்படி நான் ரிமோட்லி மேனேஜ் பண்றேன்னு சொல்லி அப்படி இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா நீங்க இதை கன்சோல் பண்ணணும் நான் பிசிக்கலாவும் கனெக்ட் பண்ணி காட்டுவேன் உங்களுக்கு இதுல இதுக்கு நீங்க கனெக்ட் பண்றது கன்சோல் போட்டிருக்கீங்க switchல oh back of the switch console port is there so we can find the port here it's possible also can you see here it is console the blue color I think can you read this console right console so this port is console so you have to connect your PC with this with the communication port communication port ஆல நீங்க இதுக்கு ஸ்பெஷல் கேபிள் இது கன்சோல் கேபிள் அதை நீங்க இதுல கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும் ஓகே கனெக்ட் பண்ணி தான் நீங்க இந்த சுவிட்சை மேனேஜ் பண்ணணும் இல்லாட்டி இதுக்கு இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் இல்லை தானே so there's no any interface in this switch so our PC or laptop is going to be the interface so we have to use putty நாங்க யூஸ் பண்ணோம் யூஸ் பண்ணி இதை கனெக்ட்
நம்ம கீன் பண்ற எதர்நெட் கேபிளால கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் சார்
அதான் சொன்னேன் ஈத்தர்நெட் கேபிளா நீங்க கனெக்ட் பண்ணலாம் ஆனா இதுக்கு கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும் இதுக்கு நீங்க கனெக்ட் பண்றது இந்த ஸ்பெஷல் கேபிள் தான் நீங்க கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும் so that is console cable okay console cable here it is the special cable தான் நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணணும் you can use this special console cable so the USB side goes to the PC க்கு போகும் USB side then the RJ45 goes to this port RJ45 goes to this port So that is the special cable we have to use. And the special cable தான் நாங்க யூஸ் பண்றோம். நீங்க கேட்குற மாதிரி நீங்க இந்த போர்ட்டுக்கு அனுப்பி இந்த RJ45 இந்த ஈத்தர்நெட் போர்ட்டுக்கு கனெக்ட் பண்ணி நீங்க செய்யலாம். அதை நாங்க சொல்றது ஒன்று டெல்நெட் பண்றது அல்லது எஸ்எஸ்ஹெச் பண்றது சொல்லி சரியா செக்வர்ஷன்.
ஓகே
அப்போ
சார்.
அதன் மூலமா நீங்க செய்யலாம். அதுவும் நான் செஞ்சு காட்டுவேன். அது ப்ராக்டிகல்ஸ்.
ஓகே சார். தேங்க்யூ.
சரியா இப்போ அதுக்கு டைம் போதான் நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா நான் கொஞ்சம் வேலையா முடிக்கணும்னு பார்க்குற காரணம் என்ன சொன்னா இந்த அடுத்த ஆக்கள் நாளைக்கு மிச்சம் பேத்துரும். ஆனால் இந்த வீடியோ கொடுப்போம், பிரச்சனை இல்லை. இருந்தாலும் கொஞ்சம் அவங்களும் கிளாஸுக்கு ஜாயின் ஆகி கொண்டா நல்லது. Any questions, guys? DVQK, I don't know your name, please. DVQ, may I know your name? DVQ, yes, I can hear you. Here, but no. Can you please check your mic? Something wrong with your mic. Mic ke badda check karan. No, you are speaking, but I'm unable to hear. My side, everything is 100%. Can you chat? Can you chat? Can you chat? I think you all are already confirmed, right? Already confirmed. So please make sure to make the payment tomorrow morning. So one of you has already paid, right? The others will pay tomorrow, I think. Okay, guys, shall we wind up here? And we'll meet tomorrow.
ஓகே சார்.
Okay. Okay.
ஓகே. தேங்க்யூ சார்.
Okay. Welcome. Good night. Take care. Okay.
குட் நைட்.
Goodbye.